There's a new guy with face paint, which means more tunes that'll make your friends go, but is it really metal? Welcome to A Reno Does Music, where today we're looking at the 6th studio album from the Swedish band Ghost called Skeleta. It's got the usual roundup of things that surround a Ghost release, including new outfits, a different yet familiar take on their fusion of rock and metal, and a new name at the front of the band, this time being Papa V Perpetua, still played, of course, by the lead singer and only true member of the band, Tobias Forge. Each album from the band has held a very distinct vibe to it, whether it was Opus Eponymous or the most recent Impera, and Skeleta is no different. So, let's quit wasting time, put on our masks, and get into this album. In interviews with Metal Hammer, Tobias Forge noted that this album is a bit of a departure from previous releases, in the sense that each song is meant to communicate a sort of one-on-one conversation between the listener and the track, separate from each other but still enjoyable altogether as a cohesive piece of work. While Impera had relations to Fallen Empires and prequel called The Plagues and General Despair, Skeleta broke the album's unofficial patterns with this new outlook on the writing and story being told. This is seen from the get-go, like on a very thick-boned Lacrima. This song is, to loosely quote Tobias himself, heavy on one end with a big chorus attached. The song deals with self-deceit, such as questioning or outright stating to themselves that they're done with the situations at hand, or maybe an individual instead. The latter example coming from how he sings about things have gone from sweet to sour, and how rot finds its way in. In similar lyrical themes, the very next song, Satanized, takes the ideas of that self-deceit and inner questioning and leans more towards the idea that love is akin to being possessed by a demon, or Satanized. Lines such as, "It's a sickening heartache," and "It's slowly tormenting my soul" lead further into the song's themes and give more palpable imagery to the emotions being put out lyrically here. The duality present on this album is very interesting, as some of its pure inspiration-driven work, such as the Scorpions' influence on Satanized, or the very Kiss-inspired Missilia Amoris, which I probably just pronounced horribly, a song quoted by Tobias to basically just be a song to be stripped to. It's a song to fuck to. Get wet to this song. The influence from the bands of a now bygone era has always been at the core of the Ghost experience, as is evident from the overall 80s and 90s sounds found on the first couple of albums, or even recently the very Runaway-inspired piano intro to Spillways back on Impera. But a song like Missilia just seals the deal in that sense, really. I just really like saying the word like that, Missilia. Is it even meant to be pronounced like that? Probably not. Don't quote me. Even musical callbacks to early Ghost material itself, like in another song I can't pronounce probably, De Profundis Borealis, a song named after a letter from an Irish poet, with the vocal delivery at times feeling ripped from an alternate, more heavily produced Opus Eponymous. What makes Skeleta so continually interesting is the ability to borrow either in light or heavy variations not just from other artists, but the deeper and older cuts within Ghost's own catalog to make new art. It wouldn't be a Ghost album without the hard-hitting, emotional heavyweight songs like the late tracklist hit Cenotaph, named for the placeholder graves, or rather graves and tombs with no physical body in them. The lyrics deal heavily with memories of someone long gone from this earth, and how their presence still sticks to the singer here, like they're with them, or as the lyrics in the bridge say, riding next to me. Peacefield 2, while not as big of an emotional tug or sad song, has a lot of weight and majesty to it, with the introductory choir singing and the overall hopeful tone within it stacked up against the largely somber and dark themes in the rest of the album. Something about the way Tobias sings out "Your love, bright as the starlight, oh child, still we can see, a black moon over the peace field," and so on, has an undeniable strength to it that feels like both someone yelling out into the night on a lone night, as well as standing in front of a crowd of insurrectionists, just like any Ghost ritual. Whether it's love, hate, or whatever, every emotion poured into this album evokes powerful reactions from you when you listen to it, making for one of the most complete works, if not the most complete work, that Ghost has put together over the years, whether it be from pure hitting the grindstone time after time, or just maybe finally this is the Ghost album that just clicks in such a different way. There are also special shoutouts to be given to, of course, Frederick Ekison and Martin Sandmark Eriksson, who evoke grand landscapes and sounds on the guitar, which they are credited for, that perfectly complement the more grandiose stature of Papa V Perpetua and this album. There are also some percussive credits given to Max Gran, which the drumming here gives never-ending tension and just grips you like a skeletal force. Add in some additional work from Salim Al-Fakir on keyboards, Vincent Pontare with extra synth measures, And of course, the main man, Tobias Forge himself on bass duty. And you have a complete package within this album that can only be described with big vocabulary words. Majestic, grand. It is huge. This album takes the stadium rock introduced primarily in Meliora and infuses just enough of that signature semi-satanic ghost blend to make it noticeable amidst all of the other modern rock and lighter metal around it. For those reasons, Skeleta by Ghost gets a score of 8.7 out of 10. And that's the review. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments section below. I do want to go through the entire Ghost discography, but I also have a few bands like 3 Days Grace and Metallica who I've been saying for literal years that I was going to do a full discography dive for. So, hey, all in good time, all in good time. Hope you're having a good day. I hope you're staying hydrated. I'll see you next time.
I